Hello, and welcome everybody to the graduation ceremony of HSD's class of 2020. Today is a special day meant to commemorate our class effort made towards graduating high school. This year was certainly the most interesting time of our lives. None of us would have ever have thought that this was going to happen to us, to our year. None of us would have ever thought that the day before spring break would be our last day of our senior year. The memories that were meant to be created in our last 3 months of high school have been robbed from us. The memories we would have created at Six Flags, at pep rally, are now something that we will never be able to genuinely experience. Some of us may or may not be thinking that this isn't fair and that life isn't being fair. Well, to me, life is being fair. It is as fair as I can get. Yes, we may have lost so much valuable time that we could have been able to use to spend with one another and create the memories that would have always stayed with us throughout our entire lives. But there's still some things that will remain with us here today. I hope that everyone like me I hope that we all have a home to come back to. I hope that everybody's still healthy and still remembers all the fun times we had as a class. We have lost a very important portion of our high school life, one that would have been filled with memories. But I think it is more important to remember and treat this pandemic as a sort of a reminder that we have to cherish every single memory important to us, whether there is a memory far in the past, one that is recent. You see, ladies and gentlemen, life is a story, and we are the pen. Every second of our lives is a word, every minute a sentence, every hour a paragraph, every day a page, and every year a chapter. We fill these stories with the memories we make. Today we conclude this prologue of life and begin a new saga full of memories to create and cherish. We are moving on to the next stage of our lives. The next stage is college, or maybe for the few of us seniors, starting big businesses. Nevertheless, these stages we're about to partake in are to be filled with memories and experiences that we must cherish forever and ever. I'll be one to admit, my recollection of some moments in the past are a bit hazy. I regret to not paying more attention to those memories. We have already lost so many moments of our lives, so to make up for it, we must create more moments. Some of these memories and experiences we will have will be good, and some will be bad, but all compiles together to tell a story that is our lives. Our stories will be filled with good and bad experiences. Good experiences are the fun times we had, and we have had, and the milestones that we have achieved that we must cherish to gain a sort of pleasure when we look back on our lives to reminisce. We want to be able to tell our stories to our friends, family, and children, so they may find pleasure from hearing our funny experiences with friends or admire the inspiring achievements that we have achieved throughout our lives. Our stories will also have bad experiences. These experiences are sad memories of loss and pain that we have endured in our lives. We must remember these bad experiences, for it is these bad experiences that we use to remind us of how far we have come in life. And it is these bad experiences we can use to help us learn from any mistakes we have made to make us better people. We have low points in our lives, and it's from these low points that we have in our lives that we can use as part of our stories, so that we may be able to give advice to the ones who listen to our stories and help them be better. The good and bad memories we hold are part of our history. It's what makes us unique. I would like to take this time to give thanks to the school's administration and to Ms. Williams for working to get us this opportunity to walk the stage and have a genuine graduation experience. I would also like to thank Heather for being our senior class president and for doing everything she could to make our senior experience the best it could be. I would also like to thank Emil for taking the responsibility in making our senior video and for staying dedicated to the project even after this pandemic struck. I want to thank Mr. Chola for being our counselor and for guiding me on the path I need to succeed. I also really want to thank our seniors of the class of 2020 for being part of my story and each other's stories and for sharing high school memories with me. Memories I will always cherish. Like times when me, Daniel, Eddie would play each other at Tekken every winter party to prove who was better. Or the times when me and Ahmed would watch Liverpool games in Mr. Ibrahim's class. All the times me and Tyler, David, Johan Furman would play around with Miss Ravada in environmental systems and just, have more interesting hypothetical questions like, how would a society function if suddenly kids were to run society? Or the time I taught Brian how to drive my truck that has a manual transmission. Or the times playing soccer with Kevin and Eric during recess. Or the times me, Kenneth, Garrett, Jason, David, and Edwin would play basketball in gym in the 11th grade. Or the time when Randy made sure to hype everyone up in our calculus class the night before the AP calculus test. Or the plenty times when Nathan and Sam would keep me company while I worked on one of Mr. Ostrich's engineering assignments during his advisory class that year. These are the few examples of memories I have of high school, and there are plenty more that I share with all of you. And I again want to give my thanks to each and every single one of you for being part of those small moments of high school with me. Finally, I want to thank my parents, for without them, I don't know if I would have been able to get this moment of my story and be who I am today. They have risked so much coming here, and they have given up so much of their time and energy so that me and my brothers could get the education that we needed and the life we wanted. I thank my dad, who's wanted to teach me to value my time and to use it wisely. And now he taught me to uphold values like family, integrity, and growth. I thank my mom for being my driving force in getting a good education. She made sure to keep nagging me about my assignments, which I sincerely appreciate. And she was the one to make sure to check in on me every night to make sure I wasn't passed out over the plenty of assignments I had because of the lack of sleep. My parents helped push me to achieve this moment, and it's hard to repay people who have raised me for the past 18 years of my life. But I just wanted to say from deep down my heart, Mama, Babo, thank you for everything you've done for me. Since the school's opening 10 years ago, I've seen so many changes, all the highs and lows. I've seen so many students, some who were friends, come and plenty go. Which is why I'm so thankful that I get to share this special moment with the few who remain here today that make up the class I'm glad I had gotten to know. To the class of 2020, thank you for being you, and I hope you all write beautiful stories that you may all later bestow. Thank you. Now let's invite Sambhavi Murde up here. She will honor our ceremony and our graduates with a song, The Climb.